Hello everyone, welcome to Micro Squad. Today we've got Train Like a Black Widow working on strikes. So the one thing you will need, doesn't matter if it's flat or if it's more of the tubed ones, but I do suggest a resistance band because we're going to work on the strikes, and that's strengthening a lot of the shoulders, chest, and back, which we'll start off with, but we're going to go over the form of punches. So we're up close and personal here in this video. Now, punches, there's jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. So we got 4 strikes we're learning. And with your form, when you make a fist, you want to make sure the thumb wraps on the outside and it's a nice firm fist. And then when you're punching, when you're doing a hook or an uppercut, it does not matter. I want the wrist to be completely straight the entire time. So even if it's a hook like this, that wrist is straight as if I strapped a ruler to it. That's all I want every single time. And then if you are hitting a bag, if you have mitts, you're punching with these 2 knuckles. That is what's making contact, and not these 2 or the 2 on the side, because it's going all the way up to the elbow, then further up to the shoulder, to the whole body. It's a whole kinetic chain, whereas the pinky, that line stops at the elbow. It actually doesn't go fully up, and it can break your wrist very easily. Very, very important to remember is that those are the points that you are hitting. So if you can see that, it doesn't roll to the outside. Wrist stays straight, it does not break. It doesn't do this. It's not this, because you don't want to punch with those 2 knuckles. Now, where your hands go, everyone does it a little different with their fighting stance with their hands. This is where I learned and how I was taught. So hands, we don't want the elbows to be too far out. Kind of looks a little silly, but we don't want them tucked in either. When they're tucked in like this, it's actually less stable for the arm to hold itself, and it's very easy to push your hand back. We go in between, so we have the elbows at a slight angle. So they're actually angled down a bit. It makes it a little bit firmer, a little bit stronger, so your whole shoulder can hold your arms up, and if someone tries to strike you, you have more to push against. I'm going to try to show it from the side. Now my hand is about a couple fists away, so maybe 2.5 fists away from my face, held out. Now the right hand, I know a lot of people like to guard. I know boxing tends to be right here a lot, but it's very easy to hit yourself with your own hands. You want to have that gap. So I put one hand out. This one is actually, we'll show from this, maybe that angle. It's about a hand's width away from my face. Yeah, I know it's a wider stance than what you normally see, but it gives more strength. It's better for blocking, and it's better for when we're punching and hitting those strikes. And then last but not least, as I back up here, in your fighting stance, if you watch the kicks video, we talked about fighting stance a lot. Like we have these squares here. I looked it up. I learned on a triangle. I forgot what I learned on. It's been many, many years, but I learned on a triangle. So if you draw a triangle on the ground, one foot's on one corner, one foot's at the end, same thing. This back leg is actually forward a bit, so you're at a 45-degree angle with your body. It's not fully to the side. It's opened up a little bit. It also makes for a stronger, stable base, because especially as you throw from the back leg, show from this angle, when you throw that arm from the back leg, notice my heel lifts up as I punch and I bring it back. This is what's going to pull that kinetic energy from the ground through your body out through you. Think of it like Thor and his lightning bolt. He's pulling it from the sky, right? He's pulling all of that energy through him to send it out. He is a conduit to push it out. That is what you're doing. You're a conduit for the energy that's from the ground, and you're pulling it through to send it out through your arm. Think of it that way. I think it's a fun way to visualize it, as if you're pulling lightning from the ground. I know that's not where lightning comes from, but just bear with me. Okay, we're going to get started with the full workout. So those are your the punches for the form. Oh, I forgot, sorry. So front hand is jab, back hand is cross. So jab is normally your speed hand, cross is your power hand. You've got hook and uppercut. Hook, you're gonna place your hand, your pinky is gonna be parallel to the floor, Elbow is bent the whole time as you hook through. Think of it like a fishing hook, Maui's hook, same thing. Uppercut, same type of idea. You've now flipped the palm to face you. You've got that deep bend in the elbow and you're thrusting your hips as you push up with that hand. The idea is with the hook, you're kind of coming across the jaw or the temple. With the uppercut, you're coming to the chin or to the solar plexus. Two very big spaces to hit. Now there are more punches and strikes, but those are our 4 main strikes, especially when we do our combos later. Okay, now we'll get started. We're gonna work on protraction, retraction with our resistance band. So you're going to, I know those are big complicated words, but you're gonna place the band behind your back. Ladies, this is gonna be right around where the your bra goes around your torso. That's where you're keeping it. You're gonna hold this band and press the arms out to straight. So now you got a lot of tension on the band. You can hold closer up to the top to make it less, but I'll show you from the back. Is you're gonna keep your arms straight the whole time and squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze them together, and then push them away. So you can see from my upper back, I'm squeezing them together, strengthening that back like it's a row, and then I'm pushing away. There's that slight round in the torso. Now from a side view, you can see the arms are staying straight the whole time. The band is giving you a little extra to push into. This strengthens up your back, because a lot of people think punches come from the chest, from the shoulder. But like I said earlier, it comes from the whole body. It also comes from a strong back, especially if you're getting pushed against. You want to make sure your back is nice and strong. Your shoulders are moving properly. So this is good for mobility in the upper body. Whew. Not much longer here. Sorry, looking at my routine, what I have written out for you. Then you got a soft bend in those knees, core is engaged, knit the rib cage together. You see that little dome in the back, and then you squeeze as if you're doing a row. Okay, we're gonna take one end of the band and place it underneath our foot. We're gonna place it underneath the right foot to start. Make sure you got a good stance on that band so it doesn't snap off at you. In 3, 2, 1. So placing it underneath my right foot, we're gonna take a nice wide stance. Not quite super, super wide. It's like a fight stance, but our feet are parallel to each other. They're on the same line. I'm gonna hold up real tight on my band, giving myself the most resistance. This is gonna help your pivots and your punches. So I'm holding the band with both hands, twisting towards my right leg. You're gonna squeeze your core, tuck that tailbone, soft bend in the knees, keep the arms straight. You're going to twist to the left and then bring it back down. So whole body from the hips up are moving as a unit. So you're twisting over and then bring it back down. Soft bend in those knees. I'm gonna show you from a side view. So pulling that core in, arms are straight, twist, use obliques. Notice my hips don't move with me. Now I know when we get to the punches, to the combos, your hips will move. But what a lot of people don't realize is in your punches, especially in the uppercuts, it's a lot of oblique. It helps twist your body a lot. So we're strengthening the core right here. Twisting over. Soft bend in those knees. We don't want them locked out. Tailbone is elongated. We don't want it to tuck. We're gonna switch to that other side here very shortly. So stick with me a little bit longer. Shoulders should be feeling this too. Switching those sides in 3, 2, 1. Okay, the left foot's gonna be underneath that band now. I didn't say this on the other side, but the shorter you make that band, obviously it's gonna be a little bit heavier. If the band is starting to slip, wrap it around your foot. I should have said that last move, but well, we're here. So soft bend in those knees, core is engaged, hands are straight, or arms are straight. You're twisting to that left side to start. Then you lift up, twist to the right, pull that belly button in, twist that torso. Whole upper body goes with it. Whew. I'm hungry. So a lot of the moves our full body. So what we don't realize, again, I say this all the time, is that the entire body is working through every single move. Your legs are working, your glutes are working, lower core, shoulders are working, obliques. And the shoulders lock down into those sockets. A lot of the times they like to creep up towards those ears. Again, it's not going to be beneficial, especially during your strikes. So you keep them locked down, strong torso as you twist. I want you to think about every time you twist, someone's got their fingers right in your rib cage and they're twisting and pulling you. You should feel a pinch right here, not a bad pinch, but a muscle is contracting and squeezing back in. We're going to strengthen the shoulders next. Mine are pretty tired already from my other workouts. But you're going to stand on your band. If you have a shorter band, you can kneel on it or sit down on a chair and still tuck your feet underneath that band. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so standing on that band, feet again can be out wide. If you need to make more tension on that, you can get a little bit of space in between that resistance band. But you're holding it here. We're going to turn the palms face down as if you were getting ready to throw a punch. Soft bend in the knees, soft bend in the elbows. You're going to lift the arms up just to shoulder height. That's a little tight for me. So my feet are going to go a little bit closer together. Maybe just the one. Just gave you 3 different options. Again, you can sit down on a chair. You can kneel on the band. But your hands, they're not going to go higher than your shoulders. And you're going to control it down because the band wants to pull you down. You're going to control and lower slowly. Pull that core in. My lower back likes to do this a lot, so we want to pull it in, knit that rib cage together. Shoulders lock down into those sockets. Slowly lifting up, not using momentum, slowly controlling it back down. So we're working the deltoid, so the front part of our shoulder, in both directions. So we're controlling against that resistance band up and controlling it back down. This creates muscle endurance and strength so that the longer you hold those arms up there, the longer you'll last in a fight sequence. Now, I want you to practice those wrists here throughout all the rest of these moves. As if you've got a ruler strapped onto that wrist, I want them straight the entire time. Because we're going to switch it up. We're going to go to lateral. So we're going to go out to the side in 3, 2, 1. So we're going to reach straight out to the side, palms still face down. Notice my wrists are completely straight. If you got a tight band, that means maybe you only come up to here and you lower back down. That's fine. But you don't want to go higher than your shoulder. It's only out to shoulder height. And then big thing is what happens as you lift up, this starts to happen. We want to pull it down, lock those shoulders down, and lift them up. Wrists stay straight. Whew. I'm gripping my band as if I'm holding my punch and I'm getting ready to punch somebody. But this again is working the strength of the shoulders on the outer part. Right out to the side. Nice job, everyone. We're going to combine both that frontal raise and the lateral raise together. Sometimes they're called cheerleaders. I don't think the widows would appreciate that. I don't know what to call them at this point, but we are going to bring it to the front first in 3, 2, 1. So you're going to lift to the front, open out to the side, lower down. Now you're going to go backwards. You're going to lift out to the side, close, and lower down. Keep doing that. So it's 1 up, side, down, lift up, close, and down. Lots of shoulder work. Now you're working the chest a little bit too, especially as you close the arms together. The chest is getting that squeeze. I hope you guys are still going because I don't have a model here with me. I gotta take my break so I can talk. But let's talk about, as we open the arms up, your shoulder blades are squeezing back in together. You're lowering down. When you lift up, you're squeezing your chest a bit as you pull it forward and lower down. Just like that. So keep going. We're almost done with those shoulders. We're gonna work a little bit of the back before we hit those strikes. So lifting up, open, keep those wrists straight for me. Shoulders are locked down away from those ears. Pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Nice job, guys. Nice job, widows. I know, it's a lot of work to be a widow. So much freaking work. But it's worth it, I promise. We're gonna hold our band up, or we're gonna take it out from underneath our feet, sorry. In 3, 2, 1. 2 more moves left. Strengthening moves. 2 options with those hands. Palms are gonna face up or they're gonna face in. I like holding it palms up. My elbows are gonna be tucked into my side, 90-degree bend, as if you're holding a cup of coffee on each hand. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Hold that band and pull the band apart. And then slowly close it. If that's too much for you, move the hands, get a little bit more slack in that band. It takes some time to find which is right for you. But what's happening with this move is the shoulders are squeezing back and together. So we're working the back part of the shoulder, so this part of the deltoid, and then the full back. My left shoulder is a little pinchy, so I'll need to adjust here. Now I know palms up is not for everyone, so you can always neutralize those palms. Palms face inwards. And the elbows stay into the ribs the whole time. So you're squeezing them back in together. And try not to puff your chest and pinch your mid-back. You're squeezing that core in. There we go. Can you feel that upper back squeeze? My shoulders are on fire here. My back is feeling it. We got one more strengthening move. We're gonna step back onto that band and we're gonna cross the cable or the band in 3, 2, 1. So both feet are on it. Mine are gonna be about hip width distance. Crossing that band. I want you from the side view. Hands at the hips, soft bend in the knees. So my back's nice and flat here. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. And we're gonna do a nice neutral grip. So palms face in, and you're gonna pull the elbows straight back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now, if you need to, you grab a little bit lower, get more resistance. Maybe you step the feet wider. But every time, every move, we don't let the band pull us down. We control it. Takes an insane amount of control as a widow to not, especially if you can't kill your subject, your target, and you need to bring them in, you have to control yourself. So think of that in your muscles too. And then squeeze with the shoulder blades. Very, very easy to just move the elbows and pull the arms back. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades back like that very first move. And then you bend the elbows. It's a slight second before, so I squeeze as I pull. Yo, I'm tired. Woo. Okay, we're gonna work on our first 2 strikes, jabs and crosses, and we're gonna use the band with them. Because why not? You get to feel just a little bit of funness with it. We're gonna place that band behind our back again, just like what we started with, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. This time you're gonna place it underneath the armpits as it gets caught in my hair. Ow. Underneath the armpits, I like to hold right underneath my hands here. You can wrap it. So it's just gonna give a little pull back and a little bit more to push against since I do not have a bag here. We're gonna come into the fight stance. So left foot forward, right foot back. We are gonna switch sides like you've seen in my other videos. We gotta keep it even. Maybe you get injured on that dominant side. You gotta use the other side. It's gotta be just as strong. So bring those hands up by the face, guard your face. You're in the guard, soft bend in the knees, core is engaged. Left hand, all you're gonna do is jab and bring it back. Jab and bring it back. That end is gonna bother the crap out of me. So just the jab, out and in. From a side view, you push out. Notice the hand rotates down and then bring it back. Palm rotates down. There's a slight rotation in my body as I press, but my feet are extremely planted. Just that jab. It's our speed hand. There you go, guys. Almost done with it. We're going to go into the cross in 3, 2, 1. Okay, from that back leg, we're going to incorporate the pivot of the back leg. So hand is up, guarding that face. From that right hand, you're going to pivot. This is slow-mo for you. See how my heel lifts up and bring it back. You punch out, pivot, bring it back in. Controlling against that band, you got to push a little bit to get that punch out and bring it back. Punch and bring it back. Pick up that speed if you can. Notice my heel lifts up. Really focus on that pivot. This is your power hand. It's got to drive all the way up from the floor, through the body, out through that hand. Let's take in another reference. Let's use Avatar. I love Avatar so much. The Last Airbender. Let's be specific here. Remember, all the firebenders, they punch, right? They punch out flames out of their hands. Think of that. They have to draw it from the earth, from that fire within. So pressing out. Good. Whew. Nice job, everyone. We're going to bring it to the hooks. Left leg is still going to go forward and do a hook off that left hand in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Left foot forward. Hands are up. A little technical here. You're going to flip that palm inwards to face you. Elbow is out, and you're going to hook. Notice how my heel picked up. I know it's a little funky with where you're standing. If you're straight on from your opponent, you hook straight across, and you pivot from that front leg. The band's not doing a whole lot here. It's just holding tension since you're not extending the arm all the way. So you're just holding it here, pivoting over, and you're punching with those 2 knuckles right into that face. There you go. Twist from that body. Get that left foot to pivot as you throw that hook. Hook. These are great. They are deadly. But they are very easily blocked as well, because you can come in and block them a little bit easier. I don't like them because you can also see the wind up. It's like my biggest pet peeve. When you see someone like winding up to do their punch, it's so different in the movies. When you're in an actual sparring fight, you can see it coming and you can block it and you can dodge out of the way. That's why I like to keep everything super tight and quick and forceful so that they don't really have that, your opponent doesn't have the time to see what the heck is happening. Okay, last couple seconds in those hooks. Stick with it. Pivot from that front leg. Throw your hip into it. It'll drive more power. We got uppercuts with that right hand. In 3, 2, 1. So you're going to flip that palm in to face you. Again, you're going to pivot off that back leg and thrust it up. So you're going to have a little bit with that band. Right hand starts by the face. You're going to pivot and thrust it up. Pivot and thrust it up. There is a little bit of a dip in the body. You get a little lower. Those lunges. I know you guys have all taken that hip mobility, leg strength workout. It's key. Trust me. So you're pivoting, thrusting it up. Pull that belly button in. Thrust it up. Push up from that right side. Twist from that body. You're going to feel that crunch through that right side. Last couple seconds here. We got to work through that right side now. In 3, in 2, and 1. Okay. Right foot forward, left foot back. I am right-handed, so a lot of people who are right-handed actually keep their right leg, their dominant side, in the back because that's where your power comes from. So this may, I know there's a majority of people who are right-handed. This may feel extremely funky. For the left-handed people, that other side felt probably very funny for you. So this is not my strongest. Left side is speed for me. Right side is power. It's how it's always been. It's very hard to get them even to each other. But with that said, stop bending those knees. In that fight stance, arms reach up in that guard, and you're just punching from that right side. Those jabs, press out. Remember, there's that twist in the wrist. Twisting the hips to punch out. Pulling that belly button in, contracting that core. Again, I forget to say it on one side because I get caught up in so many cues. But you exhale as you press. If you've taken my workouts, you've heard me talk about breath as you push out a lot of time at the harder part of the move. Same thing. It's going to send more power out as you extend your arm. You twist those hips. Whew, it's getting sweaty in here. Got that cross coming up. So for those lefties, this is going to be your stronger one. Going to that left side in 3, 2, 1. Good. Left side, you got that cross. Punch it out, twist from the hips. From that foot, pivot. I know, Ross. Pivot. Remember that wrist also pivots down. It comes from facing your face and then rotates down. Punching straight across the body. So from that side view, notice, just like those raises, my hand never comes up higher than my shoulder. For practice purposes, guys, keep going. For practice purposes, we don't punch up and we don't punch down. We're just strengthening as if we're fighting someone the exact same height as us. I know in real life, that is not how it works. I've had opponents much taller than me, and my legs came in use because I could not reach their face. But that is the ideal. Because from there, if your goal is up there, then eventually in a real fight, that's where you're going to hit. But for training purposes, it's at that shoulder height. Your opponent's the same height as you. Whew. Okay, we got that hook coming up off of that right leg. Remember, we're going to pivot with that right side in 3, 2, 1. So now rotate that palm inwards. Elbow comes out, pivot with it. From that fight stance, it pivots over. Your pinky goes down. Palm still faces your face. Exhale, twist. Just like those chops earlier, you're incorporating that through your whole body. You're twisting. I don't put music on in these workouts because on YouTube and royalties and whatnot. But I have Agatha all along playing right now. Good. Twist through it. Uppercuts are coming. We're going to ditch the band after this last uppercut. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Backside. Remember, you're going to twist that palm to face, uppercut. There's that little twist in the whole body to shove up. It's a tiny little move. I'll show from this angle. Keep your right hand up. It's your guard. Your face is your moneymaker. We don't want that to get destroyed. Because they could come in with that hook and knock you the fuck out. Sorry. I swear a lot. I try to censor it. Sometimes it comes out. But you should feel that crunch on the left side. As you drop, there's that little itty bitty crunch. Whew. Almost done with it. We're going to ditch that band here. In 3, pivot through it. In 2, and 1. Okay, no more band. Now the fun stuff. If you have a punching bag, if you've got mitts, great, use them. Wrap your hands, please. We're gonna get into that fighting stance, starting with the left side. We got jab, cross, hook. So we're gonna go slow. Hands are up, you're gonna go jab, cross, and then hook from that left hand. So it's left, right, left. Left, right, left. Whoop. Left, right, left. Now can you pick up that pace? Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Keep going. Keep that pace. Keep that rhythm. Notice my feet. They're pivoting. My whole torso, my whole body is twisting me with it. Stick with me, widows. Stay strong. We are going to switch sides. Going directly into the right side, keeping it up in 3, 2, 1. Good job, widows. Right side. Right hand is forward. Left hand is back. Keep that nice, good, tight fist. Straight arm. It's going to get funky. So right, left, hook. Right jab, left cross, right hook. Keep those hands up. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Right, left, right. Nice job, guys. Okay, keep going. Remember, pivot through those feet. Pick up that pace. Whew. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Plant through that body. Use your torso to twist with you. Exhale each strike. And try not to flail. I want them strong every single time, as if you have that resistance band on you. No flailing arms. We're gonna go into our next combo here in 3, 2, 1. Whew. Maybe take a sip of water. Next combo, left leg's gonna be forward. Hook, uppercut, hook. Spam calls. Go away. Fight stance. Hands are back up. We're gonna go slow to start. Left side is hooking. Right side, uppercut, back to the hook. Now I know there's a lot of doubles on the front side. That's fine though. So here we go. Hook, uppercut, hook. I want you to keep it tight. So I'm gonna come real close to you guys. Hook, uppercut, hook. So notice each time my hands kind of just crossing my face, as if my opponent is me. If I'm in the mirror, I'm hooking my jaw, I'm hitting the other underside of my jaw, and then I'm hooking it again. That's what I want you to think. It's tight. It's not big swings like this, like we see a lot in the movies. It's tight. It's controlled. Come on, Widow. You're in that big fight right here, right now. Hook, uppercut, hook. Keeping it tight towards the face. Look in the mirror. I have a mirror right next to my camera, so that's where I'm looking. I'm hooking, uppercut, hook. It keeps it tight. Hook, uppercut, hook. There's not these big swinging motions. Almost done with it. We're gonna switch to that right side forward in 3, 2, 1. Okay, right side forward. We'll start slow because I know it's a little funky switching to the other side. Right hand is forward, left hand is back. Right side, hook. Left side, uppercut. Right side, hook. My hands never drop. Hook, uppercut, hook. Twist with those hips. I'm gonna come a little closer. Hook, uppercut, hook. Notice my body does actually kind of come into that little rounded position. That is fine. Because you're in nice and tight. If someone's right up in your grill, you want to make sure you can still throw a hell of a punch, a hell of a hook to get yourself out of it. Whew. Hook, uppercut, hook. Hook, uppercut, hook. Use that mirror. Look at your face and hit that face every single time. Hook, uppercut, hook. You're rotating your feet. Hook, uppercut, hook. Using the torso, using the ground, the energy that's through the ground, delivering it through your body, out through those hands. We are almost done, Widows. We got one more combo left. Stay strong. Hook, uppercut, hook. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, four moves in this combo. Left leg is forward, right leg is back, hands are up in the guard. So we have off of the back hand first. So we got cross, bring it back, 2 jabs, 1, 2, and then right side hook. Oh, okay. Now we're using hooks off of that back hand. We practice it a lot through the front arm, but we're using it from that back side now. Here we go. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Your jabs, I want them to be quick. So we got cross, jab, jab, hook. Get those jabs, boom, boom. I want you to pull that arm all the way back and send it all the way out. Full range of motion, but stop it at your face. So it's here. It's cross, jab, jab, hook. There you go. So quicken that pace. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Woo! Here we go. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Cross, jab, jab, hook. There's gonna be that slight little pause. That's fine. I just want you to speed them up. Get those arms quick and back. It's like when Bucky first met Spider-Man and he threw that big punch and Spider-Man caught it. That's why you want your punches to be quick. Pull them back as quick as possible because there might be someone faster than you that can catch your hand. That's the danger of kicks. If you kick with full power, it's that much more dangerous to get your leg caught and you taken down. So it's cross, jab, jab, hook. Bring it back in as quick as possible. This is your zone, stay in it. We're gonna switch to the right side. Right foot is going forward in 3, 2, 1. Okay. We'll go slow again for my benefit because this is harder for me on this side. Maybe yours benefit too. So cross, 2 jabs, boom, boom, hook, cross, jab, jab, hook. From a side view, go this way. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Guard is up, try not to creep those shoulders up. Keep going, cross, jab, jab, hook. It's only 4 moves. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Again, keep it tight. Look at that person's face. Look at your face in the reflection. And keep it to that person, to that point. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Cross, jab, jab, hook. Keep that core nice and tight. You can see my hips swiveling when my feet are out of frame. You can still see my whole lower body twist with it. Jab, jab, hook. Make it quick, make it snappy. Can you pick up your pace a little bit more, Widows? We are almost done with this training session. Oh, there's so much more to come, guys. We still have elbows and knees. Those are probably my second favorite after kicks. Punches are my last resort. My sisters will tell you that my punches are my strongest. They are, but my kicks are my defense mechanism. Here we go, we're gonna rest. In 3, 2, and 1. Good. Woo! I threw that last one out there a little weird. Great job, Widows. Please come back to this video every time. Improve on it. Maybe you start to invest in some gloves and mitts if you have a buddy who can hold mitts for you. I do have some options. If you do not have room for a punching bag, I have a couple options. Let me know if you would like the link in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the Micro Squad. Please don't forget to subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and check out our on-demand classes. They are on our website, themicrosquad.com, and we'll see you next time.